Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Jelani is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling below with demons. This is not their land, hybrids can't be freemen. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. A game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles. Signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran, no recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message, presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession. Broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner, Jane and Western. What you reppin', all that effort, that direction, keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant. Got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong. Crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop, correct your lines to true vector manifestations. Matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung. Trey Young dropping dimes until you tighten up, you catching splinters from the pine. Clean the clouds out your thoughts, that's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with Moors they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma send writs again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law make civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but you all in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. You Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law may civil little lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law may civil little lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like no prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance, Apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
You already know. Bet they won't. Bet they won't give it a try. Too many receipts. Bet they won't ever dare give it a try. Honors to all the Moors. Wherever you are right now, if you know what's up, honors to you. Supreme honors. Stay true to the cause. And also, and always, highest honors to Noble Drew Ali, the Allah sent prophet for our people. Whoever you say our people are, whoever you think that is, Drew Ali came for them. Whoever you think those people are, our people. I'm not even putting any nationality or nothing, like our people. Stop the BS. Drew Ali came for all. Why? Because the great God of the universe sent them. Everybody has a great God of the universe that they honor, don't they? All right. They all have prophets, don't they? All right. And everybody listens to everybody else's prophet, don't they? And then they use their same books and say, see, our prophet said, and they, right? So what's the difference with Noble Drew Ali's stuff then? So we throw him in the mix now. Okay, so now his stuff applies just like you apply it to everybody else. So you're actually behind right now because you should have been known about him. Because as long as you've been studying Jesus and Heru and whoever else you're whatever, you don't know about Noble Drew Ali yet. All these ancient books and scrolls of the whatever that you got, and you don't know about Noble Drew Ali. You tell me about some every other BS. Tell me about some 50 different worlds and all this stuff. You don't know about Noble Drew Ali? Please, you don't know jack. Bet they won't give it a try. Bet they won't. See what questions we have in here. I have no time to waste. We took some extra took some extra time with the intro. It's been a while. You know, we're in every jail. We're in every jail right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, except the backup's now out of IG jail. So the backups are IG jail. The actual IG is in jail right now. Right? So it's been a while for IG whoever's. It's gonna be another 20-something days. So don't get too, look for it here. Canaanland Moors is where we'll be at. So first, we have 2 emails so far. If you have any question, just put it in the chat in all caps and we'll get to it eventually. Just know that if it's in all caps, we'll deal with it. Peace. Why is Drew Ali's teaching so unheard of? I only found out about him 2 years ago, and there isn't a lot of info on him. This is why we give honors to Noble Drew Ali. Because he is the best kept secret that everybody knows except these classified people who he told everybody that they're not. And everybody knows him. But these people are being something that they're not. And then want to be accepted in this position that they're not. When the elite, whoever know that Allah sent a prophet for these Asiatics of America who like to play like they don't know who they are and they want to be everything. They don't know who they are. They want to base their thing on blood, on birth, on every damn thing. They don't even know where they're going. Going everywhere and nowhere at the same time. That's orchestrated. That's purposeful for you not to know about Noble Drew Ali. You just found out about him 2 years ago. Right? And then I can't talk crazy. I just found out about him 15 years ago. And whoever else can't talk crazy because they didn't find out about him until. So obviously something happened for us to not know because we know about you. You go down the list of all the whoever's that we know. Go down the list of all the whoever's. I don't care who they are. I don't care what their sexual orientation is, whatever. Go down the list of all the whoever's that we know. And think about how long you knew about them. Now, throw Noble Drew Ali in, where you found out about Noble Drew Ali. Nobody knew through that time. Until you found out, there was just no, and then you found out on your own, or somebody else who told you, like, hey, you ever want to know Drew Ali? There's a reason why you didn't find out about him till 2 years ago. There was intent for that thing to happen that you just found out 2 years ago. Should have been known about this. It should have been told to the people that just like every other nation has a prophet that came to them and brought them whatever for them, and then they take it and then they apply it to their life, and then they have their people that they revere and all that stuff, and their life's good, and they're all right. So what's wrong with these dummies over here that can't figure this out? Everybody else is doing what Noble Drew Ali said. Everybody who's a foreigner in America is coming here knowing about Noble Drew Ali and nationality and birthrights, and these people are Negro, black, colored. So if they're not claiming it, then we can come here and claim it as some foreigners, which you see them doing, even to the point where foreigners coming here on some aid or whatever, and they're getting put in hotel and all that stuff, and we're about to get evicted. They could help them, but they can't help these people over here. In their face, they can't help them. How come? Why not? Oh, because they listened to Noble Drew Ali in the 1920s, who told them you're not Negro, black, colored. Stop playing those slave games, because those are brands. Those have nothing to do with identity of people. If you're claiming that, you're property of somebody. But they don't want to hear that. Or maybe they did want to hear, and somebody who was supposed to tell them that that's what it is didn't tell them. They kept playing black Asiatic games with them, and Hebrew Israelite games with them, and gods and earths and all this stuff. That ain't no status. What's that? Those are fictions. The order of the day is nationality. Said Noble Drew Ali in the 1920s. Not only did he talk about it, he implemented it. It worked. 100% it worked. And then he's dead, and then that's it. You don't hear anything until 2 years ago about Noble Drew Ali. And why? It's because some traitors murdered him to get him out the way so they can take over and have you only know about this 2 years ago. So now that you know, now you're going to exude a certain frequency that's going to bring the angels to you so that you can learn this from the right perspective moving forward. And then those people are the vanguard of this. Those people are when you see the Moorish pictures, the guy at the post, just standing there, just posing. He's not doing anything, he's just at his post. They'll lead you to where you're supposed to be. They will. Because we're supposed to be knowing this from the womb. We're supposed to know about that. We have a nationality. And it's supposed to be ingrained in us, just like everybody else. It's ingrained in them. And Noble Drew Ali brought that connection back, because remember, we were playing Negro, black, colored games. Remember Black Wall Street and all that. This happening right when she's about to look what's going on with these brand names. You better stop playing around. Then people didn't, whatever, and then they did it with Move to show them that you're property. Just because that message that Noble Drew Ali had for us to get out of that dead position into being part of a nation and recognizing what that is, because we're going to see all these other nations around us doing the same stuff that we're supposed to be doing. The convenience store that we look at right now, that was supposed to be our convenience store. Like the Walmart, that was supposed to be the record industry and all that was supposed to be our stuff. We sat around playing Negro black colored games, while everybody else is having their Chinese whatever and their Turkish whatever and their whatever. So now there's a day where they can go out and be the Turks. And nobody can tell them anything or whatever like that. As soon as you try to be black, oh yeah, here they come. Here they come for you. As soon as you try to be Negro, oh here they come for you. As soon as you try to be Moor, oh here they come. But everybody else, they're allowed to be a nation. They're allowed to get the street shut down and all that stuff, and they'll be able to do their thing. We're just sitting around here playing like, well, these 5 Moors over here got something going on, so that means the nation is... No, it's not. All these deaf, blind, dumb whoever's that were made deaf, blind, dumb, now we got to deal with them in their incompetence of can't get Noble Jelani's message because this stuff is 1, 2, 3. This is not trigonometry. This is 1, 2, 3. And people can't get this. This one, we have children's class. They get this. Like, they get this. They want to know more. They're not caught up in some identity foolishness. They know who they are. Like, they know they're Negro black colored, because that's a dead status. I have a nationality. Children know this. This is 1, 2, 3. It's weaponized. Again, this all goes back to not only finding out about this 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. There's an issue. Because you're really supposed to have this knowledge already. You're really supposed to have it already. This is not hard. And saying this for you're getting into it because you're gonna get amped up and think you're just gonna tell people, yeah, we're Moors. They're gonna be like, yeah, I know why that. No. People are asleep. Zooped. They're zooped. I'm telling you from experience, they're zooped. This is why Jelani said to take it and save yourself. And then by saving yourself, then you save your surroundings. Right? So you can make use of your birthright. Right. Make use of it. Again, what Noble Jelani brought, that idea of us not being these names that are slave names, that a slave master created these names, not the Johnson, the Jeffries, and not that name, the Negro, black, colored, whatever. That's how they played you, because you're looking at the damn name as the last name. That's not the slave name. That's not it. The real slave name is the Negro, black, colored. That's how they played you. So then you're going over there and you're doing name this and correct that and whatever like that, and thinking that it's the name. I proclaim my nationality, and then you think it's as whatever name. That's not. You're really getting away from the Negro black color. That's why you don't have to claim the slave name. The proclamation is declaring it to the world who it is that you are, which is separating you from that brand wardship stuff. It's just everybody else isn't saying it because they don't have to, because they don't identify themselves as wards. They have a nationality. So they don't have to prove that they're Chinese. They don't call themselves yellow people. So they know yellow crime and anything like that. They're not even dealing with the dead status. So this is why they can get whatever benefits. Noble Drew Ali was bringing was that outside of the Negro black colored is Moorish nationhood in this jurisdiction of the Americas. Above Mexico, that goes all the way up Greenland and all this, which is all the same stuff. Vast estate. And everybody knows that the Moors are the custodians of the ancient Egypt stuff, which you already know Egypt is not just over there, it's also over here in the Americas. Not all the Americas includes all the islands. Playing tribal games, like everybody's not Moors. But they want to do some tribal thing, rep worship. Wherever they go, if they're not going Moorish, that's worship. And look at the conditions that are going to happen because they just want to keep being wards. Yeah. So at some point, you always have the realization. At some point, it's going to hit you that this is about your life. This is not about what some YouTube said, some book or just something like that. This is about your life. Because all this is going to do is going to open up your life. Because you're not going to be bound down by the wardship. Because remember, the black is also some spiritual stuff. Now you start going into black magic and black arts and all that stuff, people start getting scared and they don't want to go there and all that stuff. Okay, so what's happening? As they're saying, the black, they're black, ancient, black, this word. They're just creating that negative energy. And the negative energy is always going to transcend time, get to the next generation and mess them up. It's not. Why would it be any other way? You ever heard of generational curse? Where this lady and her whole family, they're just messed up. And everybody in the community knows that. Damn, they're messed up or whatever. Because all they got is negative stuff going on. And then the heirs get it, and then the heirs get it. And the BS continues, which is where I understand the BS continuing. Because since the 20s, we were supposed to know about our nationality and not be these brand ward names. Since the 1920s, we were supposed to know that. And the plan was put in place so you could only know about Noble Drew Ali 2 years ago. Hold on, Boris. Islam. Okay, so I might get a call back in 5 minutes because one of the Moors had sent me NYP Talk Show just did something with Jelani Bay, and NYP Talk Show asked Jelani Bay about Canaanland Moors, right? So there was a response. I probably saw 1 minute. I probably saw 1 minute, and I was like, wow. So I sent it to Brother Omar because he analyzes everything. He analyzes everything down to some minute, right? Especially if it's something that he's involved with. So because he was around when we were dealing with Jelani Bay, and he was directly dealing with Jelani Bay. This is firsthand info. This is not coming from Kudro. This is coming from the Moor who was dealing with Jelani Bay. This is not me. I was there too. But the arrangements was going through Jelani Bay and Omar Moor, right? Because when we initially started dealing with Moors, it was all on the strength of Moor vendors. Moor vendors let us know who are the Moors that we should be dealing with out there. Because there's some dirty Moors in this movement. Right? Because all these Moors are gonna have these same master teachers. It's not even going to be a question. You could name 20 and more. A Moor is going to go 20 for 20 master teachers. There's going to be no discrepancy. You're just naming them off and more. Yep. That one. Right? So it was because of Moor Avengers we even were dealing with Jelani Bay. It was like this is one of the Moors. Why we started even dealing with them. And we got played. We got gamed. And you can go on Canaanland Moors, Jelani Bay, and everything's out there, the emails and all that stuff. This is not like we have something to prove or something like that. You know, when I checked the archive date, is 10 years ago. 10 years ago. The amount of work we did in 10 years without having to deal with Jelani Bay. It's crazy how people talk or are talking. Like, it's crazy how people are talking. But realize that, they're trying every weak mind. I'm not with the weak minds. I'm not with the weak minds. We already know what's up. We already been played by Moors. Not by Negro, black colored or whatever like that. By Moors. We already been played. Yeah, I keep going back to that quote unquote few faithful Moors. Because in this Moorish nation, there's some dirty Moors in this nation. They dress good. They got the perfect shirt and all that. Peace, Moor. Y'all put you on right now, or you're good right now? All right, hold on. Let me just put you on speaker. Yeah, go ahead. Say that again.
June 19th at 3:35 in the morning, which must have been after a phone call from me to you. You then proceed to send off this communique to him regarding the fact that we had dropped $2,000 with him a year before then for 2 cakes and 2 cars, which we never got. Which was why I called you at that time in the morning to say what was up. So you then sent this off, making sure to CC me in a room so that he knew that which is on you. And it was talking about how he had all these personal problems, and you were making it clear to him that he should have stopped for this, and that this is how this should have been. And as much as he had personal problems, that's irrelevant to him getting this off the ground. You also made it clear, and this is all coming back to me now, about how you sent another 5 people to him. And this might jog your memory, including a man who he charged $1,200 for, who then lowered it to $700 because he knew you. And you continue to send people to him, regardless of the money, because you thought he was genuine. So that's just in the first 4 minutes of that thing, and it's all coming back to me. So
right, and then the reason the same way that he's saying, oh, because of Kudro, I'll give you the discount, right? It's the same way that the master teachers were telling us, yo, yeah, just deal with him. He's a good Moor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right?
But I think today, this is an exact sort of analogy to the charity scam. These are people who are taking advantage of the nationality aspect of this movement, who aren't genuine, who aren't about the uplifting of the people, and they're extracting finance. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, because remember this, I was asking, you said you got the other DVD was 3 years ago. But this is now 12 years ago. This guy's now on talking about this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He took us for $2,000. He never sent us us anything. And then you remember that's where it ended, where then we said it was over, and then we said another $300 or $400. That's when we could convince me to just put it in because he was going to send us the cards or whatever, and they never came.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because remember, now it's coming back because of this, because of that during, what do you call it? YouTube, what would this be called? What would that be called? That during video.
Mm.
Because remember, this very video is what shut down all the other people that were coming after him for the money. Remember? And then he then used this video as the reason why he wasn't going to help us.
Mm. Oh yeah, saying that. Oh, because we did that. Yeah.
Because you did that, now he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
This is this blind bucket. He's up here now talking about this nonsense, and whoever that guy is, saying that he's put this to bed now. That Jelani's never a person that strips away from anyone or is afraid to confront anyone. But remember when we called him, he had that. We probably still do have that picture of him in the hospital bed. Remember with all the electrodes sticking out?
Yeah.
Remember that crazy one when we were asking for money back?
Yeah.
And then he was sick, and then that was the end of it. Then he wasn't sending us back the money because you had damaged his reputation and affected his pocketbook.
And that was 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago. And you know, we're seeing Bobby earlier today, and we should go back to him and talk about how things come in cycles.
Yeah.
Right, in these 10-year cycles.
And
talking
then
about the Kobe Bryant and
I say that was a cycle slap right there when I sent you that thing then.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. People just come out there talking real SHIT about this stuff.
So you haven't heard because so previous to 10 years ago, you never heard about Jelani Bay's name ever.
No, not ever.
Since the dealings with him. Like not online or nothing. You haven't. No. Once it was done 10 years ago, it was done, and that was that. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
So here he is now. I guess it's now coming back to trying to take some more money. Now he's on the Masonic tip about how he's a 33-degree Mason waiting to go into the Mississippi or some next level.
I didn't even get that far in, bro. I watched a minute, and I was like, the first person that popped in my head was you. Oh my gosh, we send this to Omar because he's gonna flip. He's gonna flip when he sees this right here.
Well, let me tell you this: if you want to give your I don't know what you say online, you want to give these people a taste of it. You know how you can recall something. But the aspect of a tape recording or a video. You go back to that 2015, it was 16 minutes in. You go back to that, you go off. You go off on it. These people need to hear this. I want you to play that back. I'll pull it up right now. Hold on.
Oh, which one? Which one? No, because I have the. Yeah, let me pull it up.
The 2015 one, and it's at the 16 minute mark.
Hold on.
Play that one for them. And you'll see, bro. That's why it was beautiful. I mean, as I said, a lot of this stuff being recorded, but for guys like this, these kind of things need to go in an archive. So that when they come back out like the vampires they are, we can just put them back in their place.
Well, so it's the 2015 one, the 3 years ago one?
Yeah. Canaanland Moors, where is the sincerity?
Okay. Yeah.
That was
and what was the time? What was the time frame? What was the time stamp?
Go to 15 minutes.
1-5?
Go to 15 minutes.
All right, hold on. I have to mute you. Hold on.
I'm here, bro.
Hold on.
Make the sun hate you, hybrid caucasoid. I'm all pro, but not rapanoid. My deep mob, make devil's horns kebab. Don't get Season extensions, lap dancing devils while rapping. She's in every video.
Card or something like that, and then you we're not dealing with him in business. We're dealing with him because he knows directly Dr. Aleem El-Bey, who we mess with Dr. Aleem. On the strength of Dr. Aleem, we're working with him. What are you talking about business and all this? What? Tell me about hospitals and all this.
Family members might come choke them motherfuckers, recognizing a lot of their injury because they listen to them.
Right? So here we are. You're and their family members choking these MFers since they want to play games with people's birthrights. Don't get mad that we're calling you out on your BS. So you know that they didn't put me up to this. It's all right. Let's play games. Let's play games. Thursday, January 18th. Thursday, January 8th, June 18th. Thursday, June 18th, 2015, 3:24 a.m. Right. I CC'd Omar and Heru on this, so you know that they didn't put me up to this. I'm sending this on my own, and you don't need to reply to me because I'm already not trying to hear it. And this is why I talk how I talk. Because of you, Jelani, to call me someone's boss when you're the one making money off of this hypocrisy. You've been foot dragging with this for almost a year. You received about 2,000 notes from us, and we're still waiting. And all I hear is this and that happening in your life, stalling this. Shouldn't you have staff? It's not right that you are taking advantage of our kindness. And I realize that you have been taking that kindness for weakness. Don't take that for weakness. We funded you to get this back up and running. We are doing you a favor here. Don't get it effed up. And regarding the people I'm telling you about your actions, they need to know. Why should we hide the fact that we are waiting a year for 2 plates and 2 cards? I'm not concerned with your personal life. That's personal. Deal with it. I'm not lying to people when I tell them what I do. If you did what you were supposed to from inception, I wouldn't have inconsistencies to talk about. That's all on you, not me. You have not did what you said unless you were sent finance. I could care less about your personal situation. I sympathize, I empathize, but your personal situations have nothing to do with our land and transport department. And if you don't know, you should have staff for this exact reason. But I still send people to you though. So please stop the BS. In case you don't know it, could have been more than 3 people that I exposed their inconsistencies to. But I didn't out of respect for the Moors here who are willing to take your BS in order for us to get this department set up. Maybe 8 people came to me to ask me about you and should they do your process. And I told them go through with it regardless of what you charge them, but don't get thanks for those people. Even the 1,200 more. I told him still to do it. That's why you brought it down to 700 for him. And I tell people to tell you that it's me you spoke to, so stop taking us for fools out here. We are studious Moors. We will not be played by anyone. If this is business, not brotherhood, put that out front so we can deal with you as this is business, not brotherhood. If this is brotherhood, get your shit together and deal with us like brothers. Because the reality is, we are your boss if you see this as a business. Because if it wasn't for us, you probably would be destitute. Keep that in mind. Peace. It was love, bro.
This is what I'm saying.
Yo, crazy.
4 in the morning, you remember that?
Yo.
Remember that shit, bro?
4 in the morning. 4 in the morning, bro.
This guy put it to us. You know what I'm saying? And again, we can, you want to talk about being scammed? We were scammed.
Exactly.
Right? We were scammed. Yeah. But it was out of love that we were scammed, not out of trying to take advantage of someone.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And this guy did this, and then how this guy on the radio show talking about and admitting that he scammed us. But saying that, now think about this. Talk about how we worked on $50 a month to him, about how we then wanted to take this process and we wanted to get the plates so that we could get this off the ground.
No, just so you know. Just so you know, like I said, I only watched a minute of the thing, right? So what you're given is your after you viewed how much ever you viewed. How much of it did you view?
I viewed the whole freaking thing. 30 minutes that it was madness. It was madness.
Yeah.
That's one I didn't understand. But as I said, I think I said to them, you can't get that time back.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I can't take that half hour back. But to see that this Jelani guy is out here still operating or still trying to operate is something. And I think, as I said to you earlier, that it's important that these things get at least what's the word? That these things at least get brought to exposed.
Right.
Because what you can see happening now is he's lining himself up to start taking some other people's money now.
Mm-hmm.
You know
it's like his promo right now.
Oh yeah. Because what he's doing is his web page now. You can go about all of this stuff and get involved. And the brother's pushing him as someone that doesn't previously got through all the shit with this brother. Got through all with this brother who is a stand-up guy who's willing to confront him and to basically think of his stuff.
No, through the half hour, through the half hour, what were some of the inconsistencies that had you like, yo, what the hell is he talking about? While you were watching the half hour.
Well, the things that he had been saying that I knew were true, and you can see that is now reflected in that video that he put out, was the fact that there was confusion on our part that this was just a business for him, that he was creating a religious corporation for us, and that this wasn't about the Moorish paradigm that this was about. But somehow he was trying to paint it as if it was never about the right to travel thing. It was about this religious corporation thing. But then you allude to it, as you say, that if this is a business, then treat it as a business. And that's not what he was doing.
Right.
He was trying to put us under his jurisdiction so that we would become the source of income, which is what he was trying to paint it as on this show. He was also saying then that we weren't paying the $520, the $50 a month that we need to pay to be part of. This is where the inconsistencies come in, because there was never any talk about us paying any money to him for being part of it, but what he's implying that somehow we should have been paying this $50 a month to be part of his organization, and we weren't doing that. So that again was an inconsistency. And then he went on to admit that he had basically, he said the packages were $700 or something like that, and that we were wanting him to send us. At a certain point, I think you remember, we had asked him, we had said, okay, just let's buy the plates off of you so we can do our thing.
Yeah.
And then if you remember now, what he was wanting us to do was to send us individuals, right? That's what his anger was.
Yeah.
When we realized that he was ripping us off, that we didn't want to have anything to do with that. Just if you've got this religious corporation set up that puts us out of that jurisdictional thing, then let's buy the plates and we can go from there. And remember, this is why, again, now that you allude to it, because all of that was the fact that, remember, me and Haru were the ones that we were being the front people to start this. Yeah. Start up our land farm. So we wanted the 2 plates and the 2 cards.
Right.
And remember, we finally got the 2 plates out, forcing him to give us that. But remember, that was $2,000 in. Yeah. And then we never got the cards. Right. The cards never came. So what he had been talking about on that show was basically the fact that he put it through that this was never about the right to travel. It was about him creating this religious and then the other thing that he had been saying too was that this corporation was still up and running, and that he could make a phone call at any time, come up here and shut it down. That was the other thing that as you and I both know that his ecclesiastical remember the document that ecclesiastical document that he sent that was basically was sort of implying that we were an entity unto ourselves and didn't have to really answer to anyone else. And I think it was how do you put it? It was motorized out of North Carolina. So that was part of our position was to sort of take ourselves out of this jurisdiction from that aspect. Yeah. But then again, the thing that was stopping us was this assurance or insurance, which is what he then said we need. Because he had the way to do the assurance for us to be able to have that covered, because we were telling him, because here
insurance is the biggest ticket.
That's right. That's right.
So because so even if we get stopped, if we have the whatever he has, which is supposed to be the Moorish insurance, let's say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's just a paper, and we can show this paper, and that means then we're good to go. Because we already know they're not gonna do us with the ownership. We already know how to transfer the ownership. We already knew how to get everything to at least the level of that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because we had checked to even do the assurance ourselves, and it was like the $1 million bond or something like that. We had to come up with $1 million.
Start that off. And so then remember, this is when you sent this, and then we had that huge fallout, and then Haru, then even after that, Haru, the guy still was saying that he'd send the cards if we sent a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And so then we sent, and then you were saying, we were both saying, don't forget it, and then Haru convinced me to lend him the money to send it, and we sent it, and then it was after that it fell apart.
Yeah.
Because then when he didn't send that, he then sent that picture of him in the hospital. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it ended. And that's where that kind of ended.
Yeah.
But that was also in conjunction with whatever happened between you and him after this. You know, this was a 3-hour thing that you sent out there. We just listened to the 10 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Imagine what else was going on there.
Yeah.
So you said it to him, but still out here doing what he's doing and he's talking shit. To me, this is a cautionary tale for everyone that this guy needs to watch your money around this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
So
yeah, yo. All right. Yeah. I just wanted to. Yeah, do you think we'll build? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Peace. Love. Right. You need more than that. That Allah gave you one. Remember the same stuff about why Noble Drew Ali unheard and all that. Why you haven't heard about him for 2 years and all this, but you know all this other crap. You know all these other whoever's that are in direct violation of what he presented. You know, directly. There was one here. There's one here again, just with regard to Noble Drew Ali and the falsities that are put out. Noble Drew Ali is actually a prophet. He is actually a thought of Allah, thought of the whatever the supreme being is to you. Drew Ali was sent for these particular people who do not know themselves. Remember, it's like he came for the future. It's wild. Drew Ali is going to be treated like all the other prophets, put on the cross and stabbed up. You treated just like them. Fed to the lions and all that. The lions know not to eat. They're gonna do it all to him. They're gonna say it all. They're gonna say wild stuff about Noble Drew Ali. They will. But make sure that you know what it is, so that you can know when they're lying. Right? It'll be very apparent that they're lying. And then again, going back to Noble Drew Ali had many references that there's robbers in this. There's the worst of the worst. He said, some of my best Moors are in the church. Because they see the birthright, but they want to do evil with it. They want to do dumb stuff with it. Some of the best ones that if they weren't with those traitors over there, they would do some good for this movement. Instead of sticking with Noble Drew Ali, they stick with applause and all that. Look at me. Those aren't the ones. Those are the ones that are about to play. As soon as it's look at me, just automatically, you're gonna try to play me. Do some appearances, thinking words said that they're down with Noble Drew Ali. These people, Allah's not their God. They got other gods. And you're about to feed them. You're about to feed them. Right. Any more? Does that have any? Does that have any questions? Just put it in the chat. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Supreme honors to all the Moors in the chat. Let's see what's good. Honors to all. Lee is wilding. Botting. Bot monster. Holy. Why, when so-called Negro Month comes around, he is never mentioned? See, the issue with the Black History Month is that if Jelani said he's not black, then they don't have to talk about him because he's not black. And so it sets up this weird thing where it's kind of all right because then they ain't talking about anything anyways. I mean, that's why the Moors have Moorish History Month during that time. And just go to Canaanland Moors, they go Moorish History Month and see all the Moorish History Month stuff we had to counteract the Black History Month, since Noble Jelani said that we're not black. Right? So you can just do your own on that. Let's go check all the Moorish History Month stuff we did with all the different lecturers that were down with the concept. Have Moorish History Month so we could talk about things Moorish. Let's go back there. What's the difference between seeing life as a Moor versus as a black? Well, everybody who says that they're a Moor could answer this. And 100% of them are going to have some type of story with regard to being Moor versus black that will bring you over to this side. You talk to, if we say, if we say 40%, if you ask all these Moors out here, what's the difference between seeing life as a Moor and as a black? 40% of them are going to be able to influence you to say that you're a Moor. Just with that answer. Just that answer, you're like, oh, I'm going over. You get that. Show where do I sign up? And in reality, it's probably a strong 70%. Because if majority of people let go of the BS and deal with reality, they'll realize how this is their salvation. Easy. And how the black thing has been denying them their salvation. So one side is, exactly as the definition says, being in full life or being civilly dead. What comes to mind? What energy do you feel if somebody says civilly dead? What comes with that? And then in full life. You see the difference? You feel the difference in the energy? Now, if I tell you all your life, you're civilly dead, civilly dead, civilly dead, civilly dead, civilly dead. And I tell you you're in full life, in full life, in full life, in full life. Which one are you picking? How you want to be brought up from being a child to an adult? Being told that you're civilly dead? So But it's experience. You have to be Moor to know what the difference is. You can't not be a Moor and know the difference between being black and a Moor. You have to be black, you have to be a Moor, and then now you can tell the difference. Jelani told you, man knows not by being told. If he told you everything, you'll go back to sleep. Because man knows not by being told. So they tell you everything. If you're sleeping, what the hell does it matter? When you're there, you're laughing yourself, and then man fell asleep. You were talking to yourself for 20 minutes. I just all the Moors in the chat. Moors who always been here. As well. Jelani been ripping Moors off for over a decade in the league with other prominent Moors locally at NC and SC. Tell you, there's just, because it's yours, some people are gonna sell it. That's where they're at. They're about to sell the birthright. That's crazy. Peace. No, I'm live right now. You want me to put you on for this? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. No, because talking about cycles because I was just scrolling through the chat, right? And I just put up a chat comment of somebody saying Jelani been ripping Moors off for over a decade in league with other prominent Moors locally at NC and at SC. And then you called. But yeah, say what you were gonna say. Hold on. The freaking volume went down. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
So I say it's wonderful to have this kind of history here. But remember, there was a mother who wanted to do the process, and she was supposed to pay them $3,000, and she called you, and you told her not to put the money in. So that's what started, again, that whole thing that you guys sort of, these are the details behind it.
Yeah.
The mother called you about the process. This is after all those other people.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember who that was.
The $2,000 in, and that $2,000, remember, was for 4 or 5 places. But then out of that, what he did was he was wanting a franchise fee. I don't know if you have to remember this now. He wanted
the franchise fee. Oh, the franchise fee.
And then you said, what the fuck's going on? What's going on here? We're supposed to be more. You get the land transport thing set up.
Franchise fee, yeah. I forgot about the franchise fee. It's love. It's love. Right. The Grand Exalted Commander of the York Rite Masonry. But no wonder they're going to do franchise fee and all that stuff. No wonder. Makes sense. It's nothing, it is what it is. It is what it is. Of course. I forgot about the fee. That's crazy. And that sister, who was that again? That sister that wanted, yeah. Wow, I forgot about all that. Right? So that's how crazy this is. That's how crazy this is. A Moor, it's out there in YouTube world, watching a video, and they mentioned Canaanland Moors. Yeah, I watch that. Wow, this is what he said? Let me just send this to Canaanland Moors. And then there you go. There's a Canaanland Moor right there that, based on their experience with Jelani Bay, there's nothing to do with Kudro or nothing like that. That's a Canaanland Moor that was dealing with him. Now, you take that for however it is you want to take it. It's up to you. Ball's in your court, whoever is out there that are dealing with Jelani Bay. Ball's in your court. A Canaanland Moor, a Moor from this jurisdiction, just told you his dealings with Jelani Bay, just from hearing a random thing online with a name Jelani Bay that he dealt with 10 years ago. Right. 10 years ago. Never heard of, from, anything whatever to do with Jelani Bay for 10 years. All of a sudden, Jelani Bay pops up on YouTube in a video talking crazy about the situation that I was involved with. Something's up here. Something's up. So just so you know, don't be quoting Kudro and all that stuff. That's a Canaanland Moor that had their own history with Jelani Bay. Not Kudro's stuff, his own personal interactions. Now you take that experience and you do whatever it is you're going to do now that you know. And if you've been in it and you've been paying $3,000 a month and all that stuff, and then you think that that's birthrights, you're actually getting played. And like it was said, these people are claiming that they're Masons and all that stuff, then you already know what it is. They're going to go with instead of Moorish American, they're Scottish Rite and they're Masonic, Moorish, whatever, and all that. Right? That's why this is where we are. That's why it's all messed up. Everybody wants to play around, not deal with Noble Drew Ali and uplifting fallen humanity. And doing this for the good of the people and the nation and all that stuff. Not just for your selfish self. Get some fame to be known as the whoever. No. No, nothing. Just want to chill. Eat a plate of food. Have a good conversation. I'll be working for 24 hours. It's there. It's there for us, but we have these, these culprits, these smellies. We have these smellies in the movement that we just have to deal with. They're here. There was a sellout. It's just what it is. You deal with them. I sit there, cry about it. You could, do something about it. You take the position, hey, we're with the master teachers who are sincere. That's a standard, sincerity. That's your standard. Be honorable. Like starting there. Yeah, that's all. That's much to ask. Be honorable. If have some honor is much to ask, we're in problems. And I know too many honorable Moors, so I know it's not a problem to be honorable. I know it's not an issue. Right? Upright, independent, and fearless. Honorable Moors. They have no excuse. Can't tell me jack justify some dishonor. Because what's the best ways to be a Moor? 1 to 10. 9, be honorable. 8, be honorable. We don't hear about anything else. It's not hard. And if you can't be honorable, then it's then something wrong with them people. Because being honorable is not hard. I know some stand-up Moors. More they would give their shirt off their back. Their own shoes they'll kick off. Righteous Moors out there. They know what's up. And they know what's up because they have the same all master teachers and all that stuff, and they already know what's up. We've been had our lessons. It's about experience now. And that's the lesson. Lessons what some book gonna tell me. What convincing do I need with that? Oh yeah, read something, get a eureka moment and all that. Those are amazing reading. Still crazy that Horace Butler that when rocks cry out is what's scary. Those ones you can't. It'll hit you. More sold out the prophet while he was living right in his face. Still selling out. Still? Stop it. Because if being honorable isn't hard, then selling out must be the hard thing then. Because I can't find myself to move to be a sellout trader. I can't. Like freedom or death is real. So I'm not being your ward. Might as well, take me out of here. What the hell? Being your ward for? You don't mean I have to swipe? You mean I have to swipe my palm? What are you talking about? No. I'll take death. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just put some hummus by the side. Give me that. Give me that, yo. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Let's see if there's any more questions in the email. Don't let them play games with you with Noble Drew Ali. That's the prophet. And what he brought saved nations. He saved nations. And you just look around at the nations of the world, good, bad, and indifferent, and compare them to the fraud nation, the colonizing nation, everybody. They saw what Noble Drew Ali presented, and they were like, all right. They were like, all right. Just know, anybody, they start talking crazy about Noble Drew Ali, just know that, oh yeah, there's something. There must be something. There must be something about him that I need to check. There's something about this individual, because they're not going to talk crazy like that. It's like how they talk crazy about Diddy. Yeah. They talk crazy about Diddy. Put out documentary and all that stuff like that. Inside people talking, first time ever they're talking and all that stuff. You've been known and all that stuff. Hey, if you've been known, you're just talking now. So if there was no trial and case and all that stuff, you mean nobody wouldn't be talking then? And the stuff would be carrying on, wouldn't it? Conveniently now. Because remember, everything's about finance right now. Right? 80 notes to go to people's happy solar return celebration and all that. So know that it's all about the finance. No, it's all about the finance. If there was no trial, if there was no Epstein got caught, would we be talking about some Epstein and listen? You want to see who's on the list and all that stuff? And the stuff will still be going on, right? Little children getting raped and all that for these people to have their entertainment and whatever. All right. Keep playing around. Supreme honors to all the Moors who figured this out and know the truth about their nationality and their birthrights. Honors to you. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Supreme honors to our prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Honors to Allah for sending us a prophet, Noble Drew Ali, that brought us the truth. No BS. No sugarcoat, nothing. The raw truth. And it's only for those who could stomach it. Honors to you, who were brave, who were not coward traitor. Honors to you, man. Supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali and all the prophets, honors. Love and peace to all the Moors. Islam.